Hello, everyone, and welcome to Motivate Me Monday. I'm going to share my vulnerability today, and I do it twofold. Hopefully, one thing I can release myself, I can give myself permission to share things that are, that are deeply, deeply emotional for me. But it also, and more importantly, allows others to know that it's normal and that it's natural for us to go through these things and these emotional challenges that we have in life. And so that's kind of why I wanted to share a little bit about being vulnerable. So, I've been on this mission for life coaching, and I started doing these Motivate Me Mondays. And over the past 2 weeks, I did not do my Motivate Me Mondays. Now, that's not to say that any of you missed it, but more so for me because that is a commitment I made to myself that I did not follow through on. And ultimately, life started throwing things at me again that were out of my control and that brought back some really old fear feelings in me and really just kind of made me retreat back into my old pattern self. And that's kind of what I wanted to be vulnerable about with you today, is how our mind can do that so quickly to us. So, I've talked myself into such a deep, deep depression. And I say I've talked myself into it because ultimately I just kept believing that all these things that were going on in my life were things that just kept happening to me. And life just kept throwing shit balls at me. And that's the way I felt anyway. That's the way I looked at it. And that feeling of just feeling that just made me feel like such a failure. It was so scary to be in a place of not being in control of all the things that kept coming and that kept happening in my world. And I just stayed in that really negative mindset for so long, like over a decade of things just continuously snowballing on me. And I know many of you understand that, because it gets to a place where you feel like, this world would be a better place without you. And I'm sorry, I'm just really being vulnerable here. I wouldn't take my life, but some people do. And some people's minds really take them to that place. And that breaks my heart. And because I know what it feels like to feel like that. And so, anyway, my point being that, over the last couple of weeks, I've had some hard news that took me back into this real fear-based feeling that I had. And then with the snowpocalypse happening here in Texas, where it shut down everything, it was kind of traumatizing. We were stuck together in a home with people, I mean, like more so than COVID, like there was nowhere to go. And not that that was all bad, but just compiled on top of everything else, and no showers and no water. And I was easily talking myself back into having such doubt and fears, and I should give up, I should quit, I'm no good, I'm not good enough. And quickly, just like that, my mind just whipped right back there in like a 2 week period of time. And that was not fun. I just saw myself going down that path again. And so that's why I started practicing peace in my life. And that's why I'm doing what I do. And this is why I wanted to share my vulnerable story today, because that's human nature. This is how we are programmed. We grow up programmed, really believing certain things about us for years. And until we start trying to learn different things about ourselves and know the truth of how we really are worth something in this world. God put us here for a reason, and we tap into and find that. You know, Without that, it, it's hard to know. It's hard to have anything to rely on. You have to trust in something. And so I trust in that truth, that God put us here for a reason. And so that's my story about being vulnerable. And I just hope that somebody out there can relate and that it helps you. And if anybody wants to share, feels compelled to share, or is willing to share your vulnerable story, please do so in the comments. And it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to risk that because you don't know who you might help. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope this helps you, gives you anything at all to resonate with. And until next time, just keep practicing peace in your life.